heal and move forward when you married someone who was a fornicator?
Well, they were. They're not anymore.
Mm-hmm.
God has, I'm assuming you're talking about Christians and that your spouse has been born again, you're born again, and they were a fornicator. Well, they were. In the Bible, you have lots of characters who were many things. In fact, Paul wrote to the church at Corinth, and he said, he names a list of sins, including homosexuality, and he says, such were some of you, but now you're washed, you're cleaned, you're sanctified in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ. So if you're a Christian, then your husband or your spouse, whatever, your wife, he doesn't say which way it was, is no longer a fornicator. They're a forgiven child of God. God's forgotten and put away. Time for you to forget it and put away. Now, that said, it may be that your husband is not saved. I'm assuming a wife's asking this. Really don't know. Your spouse is not saved, and that their fornication is not that far removed. In other words, you feel like there's still a danger, a risk there. The best way you can deal with that is my wife used to say all the time, I know my husband is not going to go out on me because I keep him drained at home. And she did. She was on me all the time. So
right?
I never got a chance to have any interest in anybody else because she was so good at home. Still is. That's what I've got
he's
to
a
say.
stinker.
Well, that was yucky.
But moving forward, as far as having a spouse that goes out on you, if they are truly repentant and you know that the thing is in the past, then you have a choice. It's not a feeling, it is a choice. I can decide to forgive and put this thing down and stop thinking about it. Every time I start thinking about it, I'll say, they're forgiven, and I'm forgiving them. I'm putting this thing down, and you'll redirect your brain where it doesn't eat you up inside. Or you won't redirect your brain, and every time you think about it, which you will think about it more and more often, that the more you think, the more you'll keep on thinking, and it'll keep making those roads in your brain to where it just eats you up inside. It'll affect your body and make you sickly. So basically, life is a choice. You don't have a choice that your spouse committed fornication, but you do have a choice to, if they have repented and you know that they're really sick about what they did, then you can say, I'm just not going to let it eat me up. I'm going to say, God, they're forgiven. I know I'm forgiven for what I've done, so I'm moving forward and just redirect that brain to where it's not going to eat you up like that.
And as long as you carrying that feeling, you're going to be distancing yourself from him. And as you do, you're going to be setting up what might be an otherwise good, repentant man to be tempted by the women.
Yeah.
So you're creating your own doom and his as well by carrying this with you.
Just for counterpoint, if there is, because we don't know what this was about, if it's something that was ongoing and that was bad, there was a lot, right? If there was a way of life, then he or she, the person that dealt with a lot of sexual promiscuity, needs to build some fences. If you are a former alcoholic and you get born again, you're no longer an alcoholic, but don't work at a bar. Don't others may, but I cannot, right? Don't act in a way, don't put yourself in that position. When I've never had this issue at all. I've been absolutely faithful to my wife and she to me, and before and after marriage. And yet when I do any counseling, if there's a female there that's young enough to not just be my mom, then I have my wife with me. I have some fences. I have a glass door in my office. I have some things that both have structure for me and also build faith with my wife. My wife trusts me absolutely, and I don't depend on that. I show her that I can be trusted by making some boundaries for myself. I think those are healthy. God is a jealous God. He's jealous of our time and attention, and I think some boundaries in marriage that I know I've known people that have said, well, my wife ought to trust me working till 9 o'clock with my secretary, even though I cheated with my last secretary. No, I don't think she should. Yeah, I think that you ought not be in that position. And I've known those people, and then once he slipped up again. So it depends on the situation. That's all I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
You realize that I've reached that age to where I could not counsel anyone who could be my mother.
You may have also reached that age that it's okay not to.